Alright, so today's venture. I didn't want to have to put the wheel back on, remove the center, and then come to get this. So the other thing you can do is this. But if you're ended up torquing hard enough that you feel like you're messing with this or breaking those, stop. It is a 1 1/4. I'm sure there's a metric conversion to it. But that's the one that I grabbed at Duralast last time. From, well, you can figure that one out. Basically, we're going to be taking this all apart, and we're looking for the wheel bearing to replace it. And that'll be fun, because it's not easy. Looks like the anti-seize. Looks like it's anti-seize. You don't remember putting that on there. So right now the wheel hub is free. We're going to remove this, and then I actually have to dismantle all of these to get this wheel hub assembly, and then be able to get the bushing out of it. So that's what I'm going to do now. Alright, so this is where we're at. So this guy, actually, I just basically sleeve onto the bottom of the strut here. This guy has a little extra due diligence. Back to this guy. This guy. Last one to do is down here. But basically, this one's kind of sleeved in there and just nugged into place. So I undo that one, leaving that one just for a moment. And I'm gonna use the hammer, hit here until this drops to the floor. And then we're gonna undo this guy final, and this whole unit pulls out, and then we're almost to our prize. Alright, that's weird. Oh, no, it's not, of course. The drive axle is stopping spinning because it's in park. This guy's a little loose on me. See if I can kind of tighten it up with a little ding 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 ding. But basically, yeah, I don't want to make you listen to the bang 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 bang, but I'm going to hit this. This falls down. Don't hit this. Do not ever de-thread, or, you know, the only other way is to put the nut on it and you knock it down. But even then, I really don't suggest it. And if you just hit this, it'll fall down. So do that. But honestly, leave yourself something like this one until you're truly ready, and then pull it all out. Okay. So it's kind of fun. This guy ended up pushing down and getting in the way of this guy here. So part of me is thinking, if I left this in, done this to here, because this guy was still grabbing onto here really good. So I just had to wedge her out just a little bit, and then it came right up and off of this guy. But this guy is bad, so that might be potentially part of the noise I'm hearing, but when you're braking, there's a different noise. So this might have been something to do. But the weird thing is that they always, last couple times I did this, buying this bushing and replacing this is almost more difficult than just replacing the whole damn unit. This metal here is thin on this lip edge, and I'm gonna see if I can do a temporary fix on this guy. Pack it, tape it maybe, because today I don't have this, right? But my prize is down here. I'm gonna clean this up, get the snap ring. Well, actually, first I'm gonna knock out the hub. Then I'm going to get the snap ring. So this is your prize. This whole hub is going to get knocked out, and then I'm going to pull the bushing out the back. And that's what I'm doing. Alright, so took this guy down to Napa, got it all pressed in, broken out for me. This guy is terribly ripped, really well. So I actually just took this guy and squeegeed in a bunch of this, and right now I'm attempting to re-glue it. Some super Gorilla. I do not suggest this, but this is a temporary fix because I did not know this was busted until I pulled everything apart, because it's behind everything. So I've got it all squeegeed in there. It's good and full now. I'm going to isopropyl clean off so that my glue has a chance, and then I'm going to try to let this set, and then we'll put it all back together, and I'll let you see that. But it's, I mean, at this point, you took it apart, you should be able to put it back together. Mine, for me, how I knew the bearing was bad was, well, the other side I had replaced already, and this side, it had started making a sound when you're braking that was like a ooh kind of sound, and once I got it out of there, I mean, it was clear that the bearing was bad, and you know, there's plenty of videos on what it should sound like, but honestly, it sounds different a lot of the time. Like, there are at least 3-4 stages of sounds before it'll completely fall apart and just disintegrate in there. But it was time, and you know, this is a 150,000 mile car, so basically anything, you know, I replaced a lot of this. This is all fairly new, even the CV drive axle, even though they're rusty, cheap metal, but these are new. Everything's new, and the only thing that isn't new here is the shocks. They need to be replaced still, but as of right now, I mean, off of just the coil, basically, is how most of the shocks are surviving. It's doing okay. It rides fine. But yeah, potentially need to replace the control arm, but this is just a soft, you know, fix for now. But most of the time, when I brought this into someone, they were like, it's better to just buy the whole damn thing rather than try to replace this, because this metal here just gets out of whack, right? And I'd love to just replace one thing versus the whole thing, because, you know, it'd be a lot easier. I could just pull it apart to this point now and then knock her out, potentially, maybe. But honestly, you'd usually pull the whole unit out and then go to a press and the rest of it. But I don't know, probably just buy the control arm. I think it's like 60, 70, maybe 80 bucks on the outside, but sometimes those things are worth spending money. But yeah, so next step, I'm just going to try to glue her up, and I'll show you how well that went. Alright, so that's what she looks like. Still slightly wet. I'm going to give it plenty of time to dry before I slam this all back together, maybe put a little extra around. But basically, I got the seams all nicing up, and I started from the bottom, which was the crack went nice L right there, and of course it wasn't straight, but worked it from the bottom, started this, glued it, moved, and then worked my way up, and then once I dripped down from there, I just pressed in, and yeah, this is a no-no, but as a temporary fix, I'll get over it. You know, there's too much in this world of people doing shitty work, but this is probably one of the better glues. We'll see how well it does with expansion, contraction, and moving, because obviously I filled it pretty good. I'm hoping that I didn't overfill it with grease, that is, but it's a good grease. Already greased the shaft. And then basically, I mean, the order of succession in my mind is potentially here first, then there, then there. Well, obviously, drive shaft first, then there, then there. But honestly, whatever way works for you, it doesn't really matter. Obviously, I would not suggest hanging it on, you know, this, your outer tie rod. Oof. This guy seems like, it's almost like it doesn't have any grease either. Interesting. But old school used to have the nipple, you could fill things. Nowadays they just want it to all go bad and never deal with that kind of thing. That's it. So I ended up taping it. It worked better than the super glue, and unfortunately I overfilled it, so getting it down and into place and locking these in was a bitch. So kind of, you put this, then you put this, not the bolt, but you put the CV drive axle in to the hub, and then you put it onto its little peg here, and then you lean it up and onto here. But for me, I had to do all sorts of terrible things, because basically you gotta be careful about this contacting with your boot, and when I first put it in, it was smashing up in here, and I was just like, oh, that's gonna be a problem. I'm gonna need to figure out that. So, you know, everyone's will be a little different. Just kind of work with what your problem is, and I always put in the top bolt before putting in the second one here. I think it just works out a little better. You know, it's just reassembly now. So I've got that guy in, and I've got these two in. I just put in the one in the bottom there, and then put it all back together. This is just, you know, as tight as I can get it without it, you know, moving too much. I could use the pry bar between and then tighten this up, but honestly, I think it's a safer move to put it up, put the brake and everything all on, and then do the same thing I did to break it loose, plug it next to the caliper on the disc, and then it'll stop it, and then I will retighten this guy to, you know, good and damn tight, and yeah, move from there. Almost forgot. I think it'd be a good idea for you to know. 19, 19, 19. Ooh. Can you put a foot out of you? 17. And then I believe the two other ones, which are the guys for the brake, do that 17 as well. Or wait, let me check that. Yep, they're 17s. Those are the two that go meow and meow. So just got to put the disc on. Look at that nice gob of grease there. Put the disc on, put the brake hub on, put it in its bolts, and then put her back together.